Imagine this. You pray for healing. You pray for breakthrough. And then it happens. God shows up. You're healed, restored, free. What do you do next? Most people move on. Back to life, back to normal, back to the routine they were desperate to escape. But in Luke 17, 10 men were healed by Jesus. And only one, just one, came back. He didn't come back to ask for more. He came to say thank you. And that moment, simple, small, mattered enough for Jesus to pause and ask, "Where are the other 9?" Could it be that Jesus notices not just the need, but the gratitude that follows the miracle? Could it be that gratitude isn't just a good habit, but a sign of a heart that truly sees God? Why gratitude is more than a response. We live in a world that's always chasing the next breakthrough, the next answer to prayer, the next miracle. And often, when we finally receive what we've been begging God for, we just move on, back to our plans, back to our goals, back to life as usual. But what if the way we respond after the blessing says more about our faith than how we prayed before it? In Luke 17, 10 men with leprosy were healed by Jesus, but only one came back. And Jesus noticed, not because he needed the gratitude, but because he saw the heart behind it. In this video, we're going to slow down and look closely at that story, not just to admire the miracle, but to understand what made that one man's return so powerful. Because gratitude isn't just good manners, it's spiritual clarity, it's worship. And if we learn to return to God with thanksgiving, we might just discover that the real blessing wasn't the healing, it was being near him again. 1. Many receive, few return. Miracles don't always produce gratitude. 10 men stood on the edge of society. Lepers, unclean, unwanted, unseen. They had lost everything: family, dignity, connection, hope. No one would touch them. No one even wanted to see them. But then, Jesus walked by. They didn't come close because they couldn't, but they cried out from a distance, "Jesus, Master, have mercy on us." And in just a few words, Jesus gave them what no doctor, no priest, no law could: healing, restoration, a future. He didn't even touch them. He simply said, "Go, show yourselves to the priests." And as they walked, their skin cleared, their bodies were restored, they were healed. All 10 received a miracle. All 10 were given a second chance at life. But only one turned back. One man stopped in his tracks. He realized that something holy had just happened, and instead of rushing toward the future he had longed for, he returned to the source of the gift. He came back, fell at Jesus' feet, and said simply, "Thank you." Jesus didn't let the moment pass unnoticed. He paused, looked around, and asked the question that still echoes today. Weren't all 10 cleansed? Where are the other 9? It wasn't anger. It wasn't disappointment. It was observation. Because what Jesus saw wasn't just healed skin. He saw the condition of the heart. And here's the truth we often miss. Miracles can change your life, but only gratitude changes your heart. You can receive healing and still walk away unchanged inside. You can get what you asked for and still miss what matters most: the giver. In this story, 9 men went back to their lives. Only one went back to the one who gave him life. So here's the question we all have to ask ourselves. Am I just a receiver, or am I a returner? It's easy to pray when we're desperate. It's easy to cry out when we're in pain. But what do we do after the blessing? After the breakthrough? After the healing? That's where faith is revealed. Because gratitude isn't just a nice response. It's an act of worship. It's saying, "God, I don't just want what you give. I want you." The 9 got their healing. But the one who returned? He got something more. Takeaway: don't just be a receiver, be a returner. Application. Start with today. Look at something you prayed for that God answered. And go back, even if it's just in prayer. Say thank you, out loud, with your heart fully engaged, because gratitude keeps your soul connected to the source. 2. God sees the heart, not just the healing. Gratitude is the real faith. Here's something easy to miss in the story. The one man who returned to thank Jesus was a Samaritan, not just any man, not a religious elite, not someone the crowd expected to be the example of faith. He was an outsider, from a group that most Jews avoided, distrusted, and even despised. And yet, he's the one who came back. He's the one who fell at Jesus' feet in worship. He's the one Jesus singled out and said, "Your faith has made you well." What made his faith different? It wasn't how loudly he cried out for healing. All 10 men did that. It wasn't how desperate he was. They were all desperate. It wasn't even that he was healed. They all received that miracle. The difference was this: he didn't just want the gift. He recognized the giver. He didn't just want to move forward with a new life. He wanted to return to the one who made that life possible. That's what Jesus saw. That's what he valued. Not religion, not status, not titles, but the posture of a grateful heart. Jesus didn't praise his heritage. He didn't say, "You came from the right background." He praised his faith, because true faith always leads to worship, and gratitude is a form of worship. This man didn't just come back out of politeness. He came back because he knew something sacred had just happened. He came back because his healing wasn't complete, until he bowed in thankfulness before the one who healed him. And maybe this is the part we miss in our own lives. We ask for help. We receive the blessing. But then we move on. We enjoy the result, but forget the relationship. Jesus isn't keeping score. He's looking at the heart. And when we stop to give thanks, we're not just honoring the moment. We're building deeper intimacy with the one who gave it. So here's the question. When God answers your prayer, do you rush forward or do you return? Because returning is the real sign of faith. Not just believing God can do something, but recognizing him when he does. Lesson: Jesus doesn't measure your faith by how loudly you ask. He sees it in how humbly you give thanks. Application: next time you receive a blessing, big or small, pause. Don't just enjoy it. Acknowledge where it came from. Take a moment to say, "God, I see you and I thank you." That moment of gratitude may be more powerful than the miracle itself. 3. Gratitude is the doorway to wholeness. Thankfulness completes what the miracle started. Jesus said something unique to the one man who came back. "Your faith has made you well." Now pause for a moment. Didn't all 10 men get healed? Yes. All 10 were cleansed of leprosy. All 10 walked away with new skin, new freedom, a new future. But only one was told, "You have been made well." In the original Greek, the word Jesus used here is sozo. It doesn't just mean healed, it means made whole. Spiritually, emotionally, completely. Something deeper happened in this man. Something the other 9 missed. Because while they experienced a physical miracle, he experienced a relational restoration. He didn't just get his health back. He got his heart realigned with the giver of life. Why? Because gratitude doesn't just follow a blessing. It completes it. It anchors it. It brings the soul into alignment with God. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you got to who gave it, from the gift to the giver, from the miracle to the relationship. And that's where wholeness begins. Because let's be honest, you can receive everything you asked for and still feel empty. You can have a healed body but a restless heart. You can have answered prayers but no peace inside. But when you pause, when you turn back, when you say thank you, not out of duty, but out of recognition, that's when something inside you begins to shift. That's when God doesn't just bless you. He meets you, and that's what makes you whole. Wholeness isn't about having everything you want. It's about seeing what you have and seeing God in it. That's the power of gratitude. It multiplies blessings, not because it changes what you have, but because it changes how you see what you have. Lesson: gratitude doesn't just respond to God's goodness. It draws you deeper into it. Application: start small. Thank God today for something you usually overlook. Your breath, your bed, a quiet moment, someone who stayed. It's not about how much you have. It's about how much you notice. Because sometimes the miracle is already there. We just haven't turned back to say thank you. The one who returned. 10 were healed. 1 was grateful. And Jesus noticed, not because he needed the praise, but because he saw the heart. Gratitude doesn't impress God. It connects us to Him. It turns a miracle into a moment of worship. It transforms a gift into a relationship. So maybe today, you've received more from God than you even realize. Breath, provision, protection, peace. Answered prayers you forgot you prayed. The question is, have you returned to say thank you? You see, true faith isn't just found in asking. It's found in returning, turning back, slowing down, and recognizing that God was in it all along. Because sometimes the greatest act of worship isn't a song or a sermon. It's 2 simple words spoken from the heart. Thank you. So today, take a moment. Look at what God has done, big or small, and return in prayer, in silence, in stillness, in gratitude. And when you do, you may discover that God isn't just interested in healing your situation. He's always been after your wholeness. In the next video, we'll explore how to recognize God's presence in everyday life, even when it's quiet, even when He feels far, even when the miracle doesn't look like you expected. Watch next. How to hear God's whisper in the middle of the storm. Because sometimes the stillness is where His voice becomes the clearest.